Yeah, I think it'll be a bit different of a lineup for them for sure. I think they got some of their top guys going, but we got a lot of guys that are trying to make an impression here and going to work their tails off. So yeah, we're going to expect to go there and compete hard, and it'll be a good 60 minutes for us.
Do you adjust your game in the least because when you look over tonight, it's 15 instead of 17 and it's 49 instead of 62, or do you still have to play the way Mason Appleton plays?
Yeah, I think I kind of try to keep my game. With Coop and Bars, I think we'll try to play a simple, fast game. Coop's a real good skater. He can carry that puck to the middle a lot, and Bars has got a hell of a shot. So we'll try to make some plays down low, find little pockets, and get pucks to the net and create offense that way.
Fun to have Connor Hellebuyck back in a familiar place in the crease, getting his debut tonight.
Yeah. Obviously, anytime you got Bucky back there, it's awesome. So it's good to see him, feeling good and getting back into the swing of things. So yeah, it should be a fun night for him too.
Obviously, this is preseason game 4, just 2 left after this. So do you get a feeling that we're kind of about to maybe turn the corner on camp here and really get down to the nitty gritty?
Yeah, I think that's your first 4 games. I kind of feel like are a lot of mix and match in lines and lineups and this and that, and then your last 2 are pretty close to your lineup, especially your last one usually is your full lineup, if everyone's healthy to go. So, yeah, it just definitely keeps ramping up every single game. And obviously game 4 now, it's got a little bit different of a feel tonight.
You played with Bryan Little. Team announced earlier today that he'll retire as a Jet, and they'll honor him on October 20th. Just maybe reflect on Bryan Little, the hockey player, and the human being, and what you got to know about him.
Yeah. Litz obviously is a great guy. First and foremost, I think, when you think about a true pro, I think Litz kind of exemplified that in every single aspect. He was a guy who worked extremely hard every single day, never too high, never too low, just went about his business, just a blue-collar worker. And he kind of carried that same mindset off the ice. He was kind of, obviously he was a funny dude, but he was, just a straight shooter, honest guy, and obviously very unfortunate end to his career, but there's a lot of life after hockey, and I'm sure he's now enjoying that, and it's a whole new chapter for him. So to have him back here in this building, everyone's going to be really excited to see him, and the fans will obviously be excited to see him as well because it's been a while. But yeah, it'll be a great night for him and his family, and he's definitely earned the right to retire as a Jet in front of everyone.
Sorry, he did something really unselfish to help this organization even after his injury, and agreeing to kind of have his contract traded to Arizona, which got the team out of LTIR, and it's well documented. You're able to use that cap space to add guys like Nino and Vlad, even last year Monahan and Toffoli. So to do what he did, kind of a pretty unselfish act on his part, right?
Yeah, certainly. It's just who he is. And then you look back, obviously he wants this team to win, so if he can do something that helps that case, why wouldn't he? So that's just, no surprise when that move happened and he traded his contract to Arizona. But, yeah, just goes to show, what kind of selfless person he is.
Pretty surprised at all that he took up triathlon. He's pretty good at it as well.
Yeah, no, he's a freak athlete. You play a game in a sport for so long, and then you're kind of told you can't really play that anymore. I'm sure you feel like you wanna compete in different things in life. So, that's a nice non-contact thing where he can, get back to work and really grind and achieve something.
When he was going out of the lineup, Mason, I think you were just kind of coming into it and were a young guy. What kind of an impact did he have on you? And do you try to kind of pay that forward with some of the younger guys that are now your teammates?
Yeah, I think, Litz was just that silent leader that everybody, you made note of how he worked. He wasn't a guy that would, come over and be like, I want you to do this, and that. He was just kind of a guy who led the way by, his play and his example on the ice and off the ice. So he was one of those guys you just kind of quietly pay attention to and how he acts every single day. And that's the reason for, the career he had, and that's the type of leader he was. So for me, coming in, being young at that point, he was just a guy that I, try to pay attention to every single day and just soak up what made him successful.
Mason, you're a guy who got drafted in a spot a lot of guys don't make it out of. You scratched and clawed and caught coach's attention, got to where you are today. Have you ever had, that unique perspective of yours? Have you ever had any of the prospects come in and kind of lean on your advice on how to kind of do the same thing?
There has been a case where, say a sixth rounder came out to me and was like, why did you make it? How did you make it? But I've always, like playing with, say Barlow tonight, obviously not a sixth rounder, but I think you try to help those guys and make them feel as comfortable as they can and just try to teach them little things. Because, as say a late round pick, you got to prove people wrong kind of every single day. You carry that label with you for a long time. So it's just kind of that mindset of, nothing's going to get handed to you. And, every day you gotta prove why you made it as, a late round draft pick. And, I think that goes for anybody that's drafted. Like you do the math on it, the odds of you, making it and sticking it round by round, it's very, very, very slim. So you got to do everything you can to prove that you belong in this league. And, it's one thing to get here, but it's even harder to stay here. So it's one of those things where it's every single day you gotta continue to prove people wrong and put in that work.